if it's working. Okay, and I'm live. So hi everyone and welcome to my channel, Hisame Artwork. In this video I'm going to do the character sheet for the kitty cats in my comic, and I just need to edit some stuff for them. Like for example, they all have shoes on their feet, so I'm gonna change that. And also I'm gonna edit a bit their clothing. Oh, hi Ada, how are you? How's it going? I'm doing the character sheet for the cats, and here they are. There's gonna be another color collab event. It was done by a comic on, I think it's on Tapas, I'm not sure, but I got an invitation to participate, and it wasn't very clear when the event was going to start. I saw some people posting there already, so maybe I'll do it as well now. I'm not sure exactly what the deadline was. It wasn't very clear. That's sleepy. I'm actually feeling quite good because the weather's been great. It's been really cold, or how should I say, cool, the past few days, like today and yesterday, and I think don't remember the day before. No, I think Wednesday was really hot, yeah. But Thursday started getting a bit colder, so that was really nice. Yeah. So refreshing. I could think again. Because the other days it was just so warm I could not think properly. Yeah. Okay, and I'm gonna change her little feet as well to give her shoes. Because future cats have shoes. This is gonna be only published on my Patreon until I need to publish it somewhere else. Usually I keep the content on Patreon just for Patreon, and if something happens and I can't post, at least I have these spares and I can publish these if I need to publish something. Before we left it rained, now we're back and it's still raining. Oh, well, I think if it doesn't flood, it should be okay. Usually downtown floods. Like every time it rains too much. Yeah, but well, haven't you seen it like usually floods downtown for you whenever it rains too much? Maybe they fixed it, but I kind of doubt that. It's been such an old problem. But at least it's not as bad as in places with monsoons. Yeah, well, you're uphill, so um it was the Jewish neighborhood where you are, and it extended all the way up to the People's Palace, I think, or something like that. I don't remember exactly. Yeah, yeah, 'cause the whole area has always been full of lakes, so it's easily flooded. Shoes for cats. And he's got a short bushy tail. Okay, now I'm gonna go see the old cover because I can't remember the exact design. You know, our plane left an hour late because they gave some people tickets for Budapest, not Bucharest. Yeah, that's like such a common issue. Um, People there at the ticket salesman, they don't listen properly. It's really annoying. I mean, it's happened to me. They gave me tickets for Brasov instead of Bucharest, and I went to go to Brasov, and actually it was more cheaper to go to Brasov than to Bucharest because I was in the middle, I think. Um, we were visiting something, and okay, let's see. So just no stickers. Okay. I'm gonna open some old pages just so I see exactly. Yeah, so sometimes they don't listen properly. It's kind of a bit of annoying. I generally prefer when I buy stuff to go to a machine because it makes less mistakes. I mean, you should have both of these just to be sure, but and also they were really careless with our bags, got like torn pretty badly because they just throw them without care. Yeah, they're not exactly into their jobs. Also, I changed the... I left it like that because I did something else for the cover. Okay, let's see. Yep, okay, I changed the design like that. I'll leave it like that. Okay. And I'm gonna turn it into the hourglass symbol because they're time police. Good thing is we got confirmation to where we're gonna move, so that's gonna be nice. You like their clothes a lot. They got like little onesies jackets, you know. Like you can definitely dress your cat with this. Make it a... I wonder if in 20 years, like if my I will show you some pictures from Google Maps, because we didn't take any pictures from inside the house. So I was thinking, like, if by some miracle I become famous and my comic and people wanna cosplay, they can come with their cats and dress them up and say they're police. Like, I would want to become famous just so I can see cats cosplay as my characters. Like, that alone would be motivation for me. It's not gonna happen, but it's a nice thought, right? If I get the cat, it will happen. Yay, I'll have one cosplayer. And I have like 5 characters. So you have the um, shape-shifting spy, you got the driver for the robot, you got your IT expert, your mechanic that keeps everything up, and you also have an intern that just brings coffee. I don't know if I need to make that bigger. What kind of cats are they? Yes, so this one's a Sphinx, you know, the really creepy cat. What was it called? Sphinx cat. So this one. Oh, it's such a beauty. Yeah, the hairless one. This one's I think it's called a Maine Coon. Let's see. Maine Coon. So this one, which I think still qualifies as a cat, but it kind of looks like a panther, like a mini panther. And there's a meme with it. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like a lion or something. Um, this cat looks like he's wearing the fur of his enemies. Like, how can you look like that? Always gets me. Wearing the fur of his enemies. And you can also have them in ginger, which is just gorgeous. Look at that. It is superb. I would love to have a cat like this. I don't think I would be able to actually take care of it, but if I can just bask in its glory for 5 minutes, I will be eternally grateful. It's such a gorgeous cat. Like, look at those colors and that fluffiness. Oh my god. They're gorgeous. This one I think was I'll have to look at my notes somewhere. Let's see. Because I wrote it here somewhere. Come on, where are you? Yeah, it's in one of my notebooks. I'll have to dig it out at some point. But one of them's like the short tail like little bud. So the mechanic is something like this, because I just thought he was adorable. And the technician is like, I don't remember, something to, it's another cat celebrity was inspired. I want one. Yeah, I want one too. And this is a lynx. So it's not a house cat, it's a wild cat, so something like that. Look at those feet. Like, how can you have feet like that and a head like that? It looks just ridiculous. So fluffy. Siberian bobcat, Eurasian, Iberian lynx. I think we have this back home, the Eurasian one, maybe? Or maybe something like that, I'm not sure. I think bobcats are only in the US. Baby moose? No, let me see. It probably looks really funny. Baby moose. They're 60% legs. Yeah. Aren't they? Google baby moose. You googled? Oh my god. Oh, they look so funny. And you know, people say that the animals in the Ice Age looked funny, but come on, like, we have this in modern times. It stopped really abruptly, like that's the little tail. Do you know that joke? Why does the elephant have a tail? So it doesn't finish abruptly. So I want to make him smile some more. So I'm just gonna erase the extra. If it'll wanna be erased, there we go. And yep, I managed to do it without creating another layer. Good. So now he looks a bit more happy. I'm just cleaning up all of these lines. Sort of. So those two are more serious. I also actually gave them names, but I forgot their names, so I'm gonna have to go look in my notes again. Because I'm already working on so many other stories in the background that I kind of made a bunch of notes in different journals about whose name's what, and I'm starting to forget. Like, do you have that problem when you write your stories? Like the side characters, yeah. For me, it's hard to choose names because I think of a lame name that is really bad for the story. Oh. Because when I read something and the name is just weird. But in what language do you name them? It takes all my attention. Well, I think one way that you can avoid that is if you go completely over the top and just give everyone weird names like in Harry Potter. And I think if the character is weird, like you can give them a weird name. It can be kind of like a joke. For example, a friend of mine, her boyfriend, his name was something really pompous, like Horatio, or I don't know, something that was a Latin name of an emperor. And the guy was like into rap music, and his name was something pompous like that. And he didn't want his name, like people to call him by his real name, because it wasn't a cool name. Because all the characters are named John and Alex, and then you call someone Fabio. Well, I mean, it can work for the story if it calls for it. Like if it's an exchange student or something like that. Or it could just be played for amusement. Like I said, this guy was into rap music and he had like an emperor's name. And this was something that happened in real life, so if you can tell the story that it fits, and I don't think there's any issue. Let me see, I think the Lynx actually has like spots on his feet, not so much lines. And I'll leave it like this. You know, it's illegal in some countries to name your child or numbers because a lot of people do it. Well, I think for some events it is not okay to do those things, to name them after someone that was a murderer or something like that, famous one. Also to show any of the symbols for that. Batman too. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if DC can sue for copyright the parents for naming their kids Batman. But there are some things like, for example, in Romania, you cannot draw the swastika anywhere. It is, from what I understand, illegal to do that. But I think it's okay to do the communist. Well, it's not okay, but it's not illegal to do the communist symbol. Don't crash on me, please. But you can't name your child numbers because then I think it might confuse the programs that keep things registered. I don't know. But I don't understand why anyone would want to name their kid a number. Then again, there are weird people in this world. And I pity the child that has them as a parent. It's not gonna be easy. Um, What has happened, and I thought it was kind of funny and pretty harmless, was that well, which is the company, Bethesda, that has Skyrim, or who has? Yeah. So there's a company named Bethesda, and they have a series of games called Elder Scrolls, I think. And and they have a character named Dovahkiin, Buzz Dragonborn, yeah. But what? A kid is named Bus Shelter number 16? Oh my god, poor kid. Maybe he was born there, I don't know, or conceived. Anyway, and the company had a event where if you were born on the 11th of November 2011 and you named your kid Dovahkiin, you would get free games for the rest of your life or something like that. And there were actually, I think, three people that got named Dovahkiin. Or Dovahkiin, I think it's with an N. And I think is not the worst thing. Like a lot of people were outraged about that. Oh, how can you name your kid after a video game? Ah, and ignoring the fact that most people are named after um, dead Jewish people. So and they're Christian and their names are Mary and Joseph and Zachariah. So video games bad, dead people good. And like they didn't even have peaceful deaths, poor people. That name bitch shelter. Sorry, I didn't understand your question. Uh, yeah, that's a very unfortunate name, Bus Shelter 16. Yeah, I mean it sounds like a stage name, like if you're a performer. Yeah, I don't know. I think it would be really hard when you want to get a internet cable prescription or you just want to get your medicine or stuff like that, and it's gonna be hard for people to understand. Yeah, it's hard to get mail if you think about it. Yeah. So it's a pretty light pink. Okay. But at least it will be interesting for parties, when you ever have to talk to someone. I'm like, hi, I'm John. Hi, I'm bus number 16. I think he'll probably just go by a nickname. A lot of Chinese people do that. Because their names are hard to pronounce for Europeans, and I think they just got tired of their names being completely butchered. Because whenever I met a Chinese person here and I'd ask them, hi, I'm Denise, and what's your name? And they'd be like, Daisy, um, Lisa. And I was like, what? Aren't you Chinese? And then they would tell me their real name and it would be like, what? I'm sorry, I didn't get that. Okay, I give up. I'll call you Lisa. Good choice. I don't know how hard it is for them to pronounce European names. I'm kind of curious now. If the opposite is true. Okay, take care. Should I give it a pink nose? Give it a pink nose. Welcome back. I was wondering if it's hard for Chinese people to say European names, and I've been watching this YouTube channel about two Western guys living in China. One of them is from South Africa of British origin, and the other one is American. And as well, like people kind of give them they give them Chinese names instead of European ones because it's like too hard for them to say Winston. And the other guy, the American guy, I don't even know his American name because he just found the name that is easy to pronounce for both Chinese and Europeans, and he goes by the name of Laui, which both of us, can pronounce, I guess. Yeah, also the problem is with Chinese is that the countries that kind of first made contact with them and started to translate, they weren't of Latin origin. I think it was Americans, British, and maybe French that kind of first made the dictionaries for Chinese and other languages. And none of these languages are phonetic. I mean, it's a nightmare to write in English and French and other languages like these because they're not phonetic. So you have a very difficult language that has a lot of accents and intonations and stuff like that that you do not have in English. So you do not have any accents in English. And Chinese is just full of words that just with the intonation you can change the meaning of the word. So you have vesela and vesela. And this is an example I'm giving you from Romanian. Like we do have a handful of examples like this. I forgot how they're called. You've been in school more recent than me, so maybe you can remind me what these words are called. Tortur, tortur. Yeah, so it just really changes. Omonime, dar fonetice. Yeah, like I completely forgot. And half of the Chinese language, if you listen to some people, they'll say that half the language is like this. That is just in the intonation, the accent. Omophone, okay. I'm gonna have to change this here. Because it needs to be on that other side. Okay. I don't remember. Like, I barely remembered these when I was in school. But they're really fun. I mean, it's only when you get to be an adult that I think you kind of appreciate these more. As a kid, they just seem like a hassle, like this weird thing you have to memorize. But then once you start to learn other languages, it's kind of really interesting. Yeah, so like I was saying, and this really difficult language passed through another difficult language, and it just made everything worse. And for example, now, like a lot of things that wouldn't be so hard to read and pronounce in Romanian is just a nightmare to read in English. because they don't seem to have much of a uniform rule about how you should read some things. I mean, learning Japanese through English is just one of the most stupidest things you can try and do. When I started learning Japanese at school and we learned it from Romanian to Japanese, it was just so much easier. Like we would still write it with using the American alphabet, but I would write underneath how you read it with the Romanian alphabet, and that's how I memorized and learned them through the Romanian pronunciation. And Japanese is like really simple. It's one of the most simplest languages you can learn to speak. I was just surprised of how easy it is to learn. What the problem is with Japanese is the same as in Chinese. You have like this really complicated writing system that's really not efficient in educating a large population. So kind of my ideal language that would be really easy to learn. It would have the grammar of Japanese and the sounds in Japanese, but with an Latin alphabet, or the hiragana alphabet, which is like really simplified. Although when you want to write fast, it's not that good. I would say that when you're writing by hand, the Latin alphabet is the fastest. But I guess if you're typing, then it wouldn't be an issue. It was kind of weird at first to wrap my hand around Japanese grammar. It felt very restrictive in the sense that you don't have um, a distinction between future tense and present. You just have past, one single past, and then something that opposes that past, and it's kind of a present and future lumped in together. So coming from, Romanian and French in school, where you have like a whole, I think, 10 tenses. I'm not even sure. I think French has more tenses than Romanian. I'm gonna have to Google that one. Let's see. Which language has the most tenses? Okay, let's see. Do I have a language here? Sorry, a list. Let's see. Nobody made a clear list. For syntactic and semantic properties, blah blah blah. Give me a list. English has the most tenses. Haha. Spanish apparently has easier conjugation but this is only speak French. Bah. Come on, nobody did this? I understand I'm asking to simplify something pretty complicated, but why Mandarin Chinese is not as hard as you think? Yeah, I don't seem to find a list with this. I guess maybe the question that I'm asking is hard to answer. How many tenses in French? Okay, so 8 for French. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17, what? Yeah, but I thought French had more. There's gotta be more in French than in Romanian. Seem to be still streaming. Check. Which language has the most tenses? German, French? I can't believe it's Romanian. I counted 17 on a list on Wikipedia. We have 17 tenses. My God. No wonder I was failing Romanian, and every foreigner that you hear like speaks horrible Romanian. I just thought, it's a weird language that nobody cares about, so of course they're gonna speak it poorly. But If they have, yeah, they have so much grammar, so much crazy grammar to learn, of course they're speaking it poorly. uh, Now you have like a bit more pity for the Romanian politician that can't speak properly. Yeah, they don't really have any excuse, like they've lived in this country their whole life. How would you not know how to speak it? It's really hard to translate some of our twisted sentences. I don't know, I don't have any problems with it. Like, what do you find it is hard to translate? Plimba urso. But that's just the thing that is hard in any language. Because you lose. Get lost. Like, oh, yeah. Yeah, mâncalar mama. Yeah, I mean, you can translate it, oh, he's so cute, I can eat him. And you have this in Chinese as well, and it's still creepy. Whenever you say it, like, no matter the language, it's still creepy. This concept of eating a child because he's so cute. Like, no matter the language, I still think it will be really cringy. Oh, I will send you an animation now that I remembered it. I saw it at a cinema. You don't want me to send her? um, Bow animation. Okay, I will. I can't find it. Animation. I will look for it and send you later. I would say that in English, the things that are hard to translate are the fact that the words have a gender, which is in French as well. Where was that page? Because you can omit a lot of things in Romanian because just the way that the verb is conjugated or the pronouns, like some of that stuff. Where were you? There we go. Oh, okay, so I have the paws white. There's a cute little fluffy tail. But I don't know why it's like this weird. It's lighter here around and then darker in the middle. Maybe it makes for a crisper image, and then that's how the computer calculates it. But for the grandma robot, I kind of admit I was a bit influenced by Mrs. Doubtfire. I didn't realize it at first, but I kind of had in my head that image, and then I saw in YouTube recommendations for old video classics, movie classics. I was like, ah, there it was. My brain just went there on its own. Because I just had this image in my head of a character that looked like a nice little grandma, but she can do kung fu and stuff like that. And fight time criminals, time traveling criminals. Okay, time to do the face. And I keep the shift key pressed so that I can add to the selection. So it's going to be around the mouth. And underneath the eye. And darker underneath that. And he's got like a little M on his forehead there. Oh, these were some pretty complicated markings. And he's got some more on his tail. Yep, and I think now it's done. It looks so much more interesting with all the lines on the faces. I was kind of looking at an anime, Naruto, and it just has like thousands and thousands of characters, and they all have the same shape for their head basically. They don't have the same diversity in shape as a Simpsons cartoon. So what they started doing was just draw lines on their faces, like purple lines or I don't know, red lines or things like that, because they have so many characters they ran out of ideas, I think. And also, since the the manga is black and white, I guess that's why they had to do like really weird lines on the faces to tell the characters apart. Okay. Um, she's got a little two lines there on the top of her head as well. I don't have enough resolution here, so I'm gonna go to the original pages that haven't been compressed for the web. See if I can get a clear picture there. Okay. And I'm gonna go again to the cover to see her tail, because I don't remember. Where was it? Cover, final. Okay, so lines and a white little tip. And I think, no, I'm almost done. Now I think I'm done. Now this one here is actually a girl, but it's kind of hard to make a Maine Coon look like a girl, to make him look girly, make it look girly. Um, so I think I'll add some like eyelashes or something like that. I think I'm done with the base colors. Yep, I think I'm done. So the next thing I'll need to do is the shading and all of the text and things like that. So I'm gonna end the stream here, because we have to go out and there's some things that I need to prepare. So thank you for watching, hope you've enjoyed it, and see you in the next stream. Take care everyone, bye bye.